I know a little bit of your story. You ever feel like you were born under a bad sign?
Of course. Of course. I'm gonna get real with you. Real story. Brought up, mom and dad. Dad never accepted me. And that's where the pain started. I always tried to be accepted by Dad. Never got approval. Never, me and my brothers, they're always better than me. My mom and dad were church people. Mom would go to church. Dad would make us fight. He always wanted to see who the toughest was. Of course, me being a baby, because I got 3 older brothers. I always got beat up, but I learned how to fight through it. So as I grew up, I was a tough guy. But what was tough was my heart. I always tried to be better than everybody, to be accepted by somebody. Because I just want my dad to accept me. And that never happened. Here's where you go, though. I've been brought up, as I'm growing up, and a child, things happen to me. I want to be accepted by people because my dad didn't accept me. So everywhere I went, I tried to be somebody to somebody. And that's where it all went bad. 'Cause I didn't know.
Where'd you grow up?
In Lakewood, Paramount, California. Mm-hmm. And then I moved to Lakewood. Probably should have stayed in Paramount. Because Paramount, I was just humble. But in Lakewood, I was tougher than everybody else. So I just tried the image that I put out forward was to be the tough guy so I didn't get hurt no more. And it still goes back to that same story. Not accepted by my dad. And we can get deep now, because I'll tell you my whole story as from a kid. I was a good kid, didn't have no problems, except my dad didn't accept me. My dad always told me I was no good, and I'd never be no good. And I lived up to his expectations.
Did you tell your brothers that?
No.
Why do you think you were picked out like that?
Because I just wanted him to love me, and I just did everything to get his attention. So even the good and the bad, to get his attention.
But there's nothing you were doing that would make him say that about you?
Sometimes. Yeah, everything I did. I started out with, Mom told me not to, I couldn't have the cookies, so I stole a couple cookies and started eating the cookies, and I got caught, and they whooped me. And then I went down the street and I wanted a bike. I had a nice bike, but I wanted another bike, so I stole the bike. And then everything I did bad, he told me that I would never be no good. And he never told me the good things that I did to get approval that I'd be good. That was good. He never said, good boy. He never said, good job. I love you. I never heard that. My dad and mom are still alive to this day. Mom loved me and cherished me. My dad just never accepted me. I know you want to hear each story and I want to go into detail of that. Sometimes I need to be questioned on that to bring that out of me. I don't like talking about it. Because the pain's still real in my heart. I'm 55 now. But I'm still a child because I never lived on the street. I've been in prison all my life. Be searching and looking for somebody just to accept me as me. Nobody accepts anybody for anybody no more. Nobody knows nobody. We don't even know ourselves. We don't even know who we are. We don't know what's in our heart because we covered it up with so much shit. We don't know who we are. It still all stems back to this point that my dad never loved me and accepted me. I tried to do good in school and sports. I played every sport there was, and I was the best there was everywhere I went. But I never got his approval. So as I hit the home runs and made the team win, and I wanted to catch the football and ran faster than every other student, I never got his approval. I never got his love. He never heard a good job, boy, from my dad. And that's where it's deep. And so to this day, I still try to get that from everybody. That I'm all right. I am all right. But I never got it from him, so I'm still not all right. And that's deep. I mean, I did good in school, and one time we're going I used to race bicycles, and I was the best every track I went to. And the sponsors were coming out to see me. And my dad came too. Well, on that, before the sponsor was there watching me at his practice, and right before the race, I went over to the whoop-de-doos, and my foot slipped off the pedal, and I busted my knee. And one more time, my dad looked at me and said, "That's what I'm talking about. I told you you'd never be no good." And another failure. In school, I got good grades for a while. Never got his approval, so those went bad too. Everything I did in his eyes was never good. So I'm still no good in myself. That's how I feel about myself. Because I believed his words. I still believe his words. I received them and they took them to the heart. That's why I get moved by them. I stole that bike and went to jail. My mom saved me from that. My dad said let him stay in jail. My mom said no. So he got me out of jail. They let me slide on it. But from there, my career criminal went off. My dad didn't accept me, so I went to women. And the women like me. I get any women I want, basically. But they always want what I have and never me. It always turns out bad every time. And what I have for a while is good. I give them what they want. It's never good enough. Nobody's ever pleased but just me. My relationships, I don't batter women, I'll hit women. Sometimes our words are worse to the women. And I'm destroying them with my own words. Because that's what my dad did to me. I'm a good guy in my heart. I'm a good guy in my soul. And I want to be accepted by people. But the pain inside of me, about my dad never accepted me, it always comes out somewhere down the line. So I end up treating a woman bad. I treat people good until they do something to me, and I start telling them how bad they are. Why? I think it's the same thing that's been done to me, so I give it back to them, so I can feel better about me. Growing up, I did everything from good to bad for one person's acceptance, and that was my dad's. I never got it. He never let me. I could always call him and be back in there. He'll tell me, "Yeah, boy, you still what you doing, the same old thing you used to do?" Of course you are. Back in prison. Those are the words. Back in jail. That's where your home is. That's where my heart is. In jail. That's where my heart is, because that's where my home. Everybody accepts me in jail. That's my life. It's in jail. I've been in prison all my life. Since 15 years old, I've never stayed out of jail until right now. For longer than 30 days or 40 days. I've been out a year and a half because my nephew, not even a blood nephew, got out of jail and became a big drug dealer and took care of me and bought me a Mercedes and a Range Rover. He said his whole goal was to keep me out of jail. And he did that. But now he's in jail. So everything's fell apart again. I lost the Mercedes, the Range Rover, the Honda, the motorcycle. I don't have nothing again. I know sometimes that don't make sense because things to me don't really mean shit. Cars come and go, money comes and go. People come and go. Because nobody's real anymore. And nobody accepts you for just you, it's always what you got. What it was really about is love for my dad. That I still haven't gotten. And I'm still searching for. I look for it in other people, but it's never good enough. My childhood, I've been through it all. I've been through prison. I was molested as a child. One time, I went to school, and the bus passed me by, and a man picked me up. And he had a nice Cadillac, he had a lot of money, and he was all good at first. He just started talking to me, he knew the pain I went through. And then he touched me, and I let him touch me. And I've always covered that up. Nobody knows that. And I don't really like to talk about it or think about it. I just block it out. But he did that to me. I don't know. I don't even know how to feel about that. Except it's fucked up and it's disgusting. That was real shit. I've never done that. I don't ever want to be with a man. I love women. I always want women. I always got women. But I blocked that shit out. I've never talked about that. That pain inside of me is about that. I want to kill that motherfucker for doing that. But I let him do it. And what he did, he touched me and I let him. And he tried to give me money after I wouldn't even take the money and got out of the car and left. I never seen that man again. But I get chills up and down my spine thinking about that because it was so bad. What did he do? I don't know what he did to me. It confused me. Why a man would want to do that to a kid? And he felt good about it, but I didn't. Who am I still trying to find? Is someone to love me for me. I might have had it a couple times, but it's still that one person. That's my dad. Accepted by your father. Without it, who are you? I'm a lost kid looking for somebody to accept me. My dad has to accept me though, and he hasn't. He might give me a pat on the shoulder once in a while. Good job, boy. You can do it. But it's never sincerity from his heart that he likes me just who I am. For me. I'm tired of trying to buy love and look for love. What is love? Isn't love an action? We all say we love something, we do nothing for that person. How is that love? I want real love, my dad's love. Where's that? Will I ever get that? I don't know. Who am I? Somebody looking for approval from my dad. The shit I've been through as a kid, all the stuff I had money. I had cars, I had the cars, I had from Mustang 5.0s to Mercedes, I had Range Rovers. They don't mean shit, because they never loved me back. I always thought I'd be happy with that if I just got that car and I got it. 6 months later, I always wanted a different car, because I was never satisfied with that. I just want my dad's love.
How about drugs and alcohol?
I've done everything. Every drug, every alcohol, I've done it all. To not be fulfilled. Because it's always leading down the same path. I'm not satisfied with any of it. It never brings full satisfaction. It blocks the pain out for a while. The reason we do drugs is to block something. And it's something that hurt us as a kid. And all these kids and all these people on this earth that are going through these pains is because of something they lacked in their childhood. And we don't talk about it to people. We always hide it. And so the scar that we have in our heart, I call it an onion. Because you have to peel out every layer and talk about everything that ever happened to get to the heart to know who you are. How are you gonna get there without nobody to talk to? How am I ever gonna get there if my dad never tells me he loves me? Because I can talk to a psychiatrist. I can talk to a friend. But how come I can't talk to my dad? That's real. If you don't approve me, and you do, what does that mean? It don't mean shit. Because your dad's your dad, and your mom's your mom. And you could have the whole world. And you could be the president. And accepted from everybody. But if that one person that created you didn't love you, what do you have? You ain't got shit. It's just a lot of empty shit that don't mean shit. Because you don't have your dad's love. And that's real shit. I've had women, I've had the finest. Julie Garen, I had the Karens, and they were the baddest in the city. Weird Science, she looked just like that one model, the little lady of Weird Science. She was fine. B-cut, nice ass, and she did everything I wanted. But I wasn't satisfied with her either. Christine, she was just next to her, top 10 in the city. Ran through her, ran through Albert, all of them. Lisa Vera, still to this day, I'm still mess with her. She's fine, it's gorgeous. It don't mean shit. drugs, money, cars, they don't mean shit because they're all temporary. Happiness. I mean, what else do you want to know? Because if I don't get my dad's approval and his love, what am I going to be? I've been in prison. I've been to get acceptance. I did everything everybody's asked me. The Mongols have told on me. I shot people. I've killed people. You want to get real? I'm a gunner. I used to be a real gunner. Everybody's scared of me. I've shot people. I've been on TV. LA's Most Wanted. I carried guns. I shot at people. I kicked doors in. I taxed people for people that they owe money to. Big people. And every one of them was told on me. The Mongols, Mama Kelly, you see this Chris Peck, Biker Bob, all of them, all of you told on me. If you ever see this video, I never came and got you and let you go, and I know exactly where you were. But I didn't want vengeance. I don't want to give it you back. I just want you to go be happy. You actually saved me from the murder. I did the murder. My words did the murder. But you saved me because after the guy shot him, I said I didn't tell you to kill him. And that's what saved me from that murder. I've been indicted on murder 7 times. I've been tried on 1. The second one, I'm gonna get real with it. The second one, I had a girlfriend, Carmela Saraceno. And I had a lot of money at this time. And I told her, I was with 2 other girls that we were traveling. And I told her I want nobody at my house when I get there. I had a Mustang 5.0 and a Honda Accord. And the Honda Accord was messed up a little bit. Somebody was working on the car. So as we're going, I call her, I'm coming home, I want nobody else, I'm ready to go to sleep. She was okay, I'll have to make sure nobody's here. And when I got there, the 2 girls that I was with, Kim and another girl, I'm not gonna say their last names for security reasons, but they said, we'll see what you're about when we get there if you do what you say. So when I got there, was somebody working on my car, and I look at my lady, I told you I don't want nobody here. So I hit the dude with my fist, and 2 weeks later, he died. They charged me with murder, but they ended up dropping it because as I was walking out, I told them, all 3 stopped them and said, remember, he hit me first, and I hit him back 1 time. And I got away with that. It was self-defense on my own property, and they couldn't charge me with it. It was only because of the words that I said. Something came over and told me to make sure that when the detectives come, if anything ever happens, I didn't even know anything was happening because the guy walked away. I told him, if something ever happens, that he hit me first, and I told them and looked at me 3 times to make sure you remember that. And they'll remember that and said that. So I got charged with it, but I got dropped. The bars, I robbed everybody. I've been in bars and robbed them. They'd ever be down in the bar, I'd come in with guns. I'd hit the first person I walk up, put a gun to his head and lay the whole bars down. So everybody lay the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and the bartender would shut the music off. And I'd pick one person out, he'd rob everybody, take their wallets, their watches, and their gold. And I put it in a bag, and he'd give it to me, and I'd have him lay down, I would leave. I've done every bar in Long Beach, Bellflower, Lakewood. I've been busted 1 time for that because I went in my own bar, drunk, and did the bar that I had, and robbed everybody. Everybody knew me.
What's your biggest regret?
Biggest regret is hurting people. Hurting people that didn't deserve it. Even the people that do deserve it, because I'm no better than that. Anybody that hurt, I'm sorry, because I'm just equal to you. I'm not better than anybody.
Hurt people.
Hurt people. I always look for acceptance. And I regret everything I ever did to anybody that was bad or wrong. Because they don't deserve to be hurt either. All we all are looking for is love. But what kind of love? Real love is action, not just saying you love somebody. You can tell me you love me, but when I go through something and I ask you to do something, you don't do it, that's not love. Love to me is being there for somebody when they're going through and they're suffering. Or when they're enjoying, they need something from you that you can give them, and you give it to them. Real love is action, not talk. What's life? Life's a roller coaster because you are looking for one thing, and it's true love. Who's found it? I think there's people out there. Then when I look at them and they're fighting with their people and they're talking to each other so badly, and you're calling somebody a name and that they're no good and they're pieces of shit, But you tell me you love and you live together. I don't know how that's love. Because how can you hurt something you love? I don't know. What is there besides that? You can have the whole world but not have love. What do you have? You don't have nothing. I could be rich. I've been rich. I've had everything. But it don't mean something if I don't have something to love and love me back. And love just, you can't tell me you love me and you don't show me you love me. Love is an action to me, not a word. I mean, it's deeper. We can go as deep as you want. You can ask me any questions and I'll be honest.
So you're fresh out of prison?
I'm bad. Well, I've been out a year and a half, actually. Came out with a job, had a lot of money saved, bought a new car, and then met a woman, Chezra, a black girl. She was my best friend. And then we became in a relationship. And she was 35, I was 55, but we were one. We were equal, we were one. And then we started arguing, and then some things happened. And we didn't have a grudge towards each other. So everything we did, we always had that grudge, so we always held something against each other. We never got past that, so all we did was argue. It was so bad that I told her finally she had to leave. And she says, one of these times, I'm gonna leave and I'm not gonna come back. So about the 700th time that I told her to leave, one time she finally left and never looked back, and I haven't heard from her since. That day I lost a part of me. I lost my best friend that knew me, that knew what to say. I missed our arguments even. She was part of me. Have I looked for her? No. Do I want to find her? Yeah. And no. Because I don't want to go back to the arguing. But I want her love back because she loved me for me. I left everything. When I left a CBR 600, a house full of everything everybody wants, they think. I didn't give a fuck about that stuff. I had to get out of the city because I knew I'd find her, I'd see her, and I'd take her back. So I just left and left my job and everything. Went back to the same thing, and that's when my nephew took over. And he bought me everything, and I had women, cars, and money. Then he went to jail. Shane is his name. He's in jail for drugs and guns. He'll be out soon, though. But that's just going to be another temporary thing, too. Because I don't have my dad's love.
Kenny, let me ask you one more question. What would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
That everything you go through ain't going to mean anything. To hold on to what you love. Because that's the most important thing. Find an answer. I needed to find an answer to my dad's love. I wish I could just talk to him and say, Dad, and look in his eyes and just tell him that he loves me and know it and receive it. The lesson is find the answer out to what you're going through as fast as you can. So you don't have to go through the things and the struggles of life. Looking for something. That something's love. Hold on to what you love and don't let it go because it's the only thing that's real. The drugs, the monies, and the cars, it's fun for a while, but it all burns out and it's again, an empty place. You can search for it through the drugs, the monies, the cars, and through hurting people. Hurt people. Get your hurt and deal with it and be real with it and find out why it hurt you and look at what's real in it and why and get over it and learn to deal with it and so you can learn how to live through it so you can help somebody else with it. I have a tool bag around my waist because of things that I went through. That's the wisdom. Wisdom only comes through what you go through. Knowledge is only knowing about something. I have a lot of wisdom and I know how to help a lot of people. And that's what I've learned the most, and I do help a lot of people. But I still need help in my heart, and this is what I'm trying to get to, that I still need my dad's approval.
What was your brother's relationships like with your father?
They were better than mine. But all of us are still, because my dad went through pain as a childhood too, still wanted approval. Michael got it. Steven got it, somewhat. Bobby, you don't care about it, but we all just want his love. Just to tell us that he loves us, to look at us and tell us that he loves us. For real though, because he showed us. He worked. He showed us he kept us a house over our head. We had money, we had all that. But he showed us in his actions outwardly, but he never showed us inwardly. He never held me and told me that he loved me in my eyes, and I knew it. That is the most important thing.
All right. Kenny, thank you so much for sharing your story.
No problem.
Stay out of prison.
I am. I'm not carrying a gun.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.